Hello, welcome, welcome. Go ahead and come to your comfortable seat and we will get settled in. As you sit down, go ahead and rock a little bit side to side, finding your sit bones, and maybe even taking a little bit of a circle in one direction, and maybe a little bit of a circle in the other direction. Then come find your center. Think about sitting up nice and tall. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Squeeze them in nice and tight. And then exhale, let them relax down. Another big inhale, squeeze your shoulders, shoulders up to your ears. And then exhale, let them come back down. One more time, bring those shoulders up to your ears. And exhale down. Go ahead and drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Reach your left arm away from you and play the piano keys. Feeling and noticing the sensations as they travel up your arm, into your shoulder, maybe even into the side of your neck. As you're doing this, still pay attention to your spine. Make sure you're sitting nice and tall. One more breath. And then bring your left hand back to your lap, lift your head to neutral, and then drop your left ear over to your left shoulder. Reach your right arm out and start to play the piano keys with your right hand. Nice. Noticing where you're feeling what and what you're feeling. Probably different on this arm than it was on the other. And now slide the right hand back into your lap, lift your head back to neutral. Drop your chin to your chest. Hold on to your knees and then draw your belly button in as you start to round your spine, sitting back. Keeping your hands where they are, feeling each vertebra move. Draw your chest forward through your arms, coming into an arched back. So a seated cat-cow. And forward. And exhale. And inhale. Come back to neutral. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears. We're going to walk both fingertips out to either side of the mat. This time, bring your left arm all the way straight up to the sky. Reach up nice and tall. Plant your right hand down and then exhale over to the right. Stretching nice and long. Breathing here. And now gaze up at the ceiling. And then rotate, look back over your shoulder. Inhale up. Exhale back. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale back. Come all the way back up through center. Let your left hand come all the way down. Reach your right arm up to your ear. Reach it up. And then exhale over to the left. Reaching long from your hip to your hand. Breathing here. Let your right hip get heavy. And try not to completely compress through your left side. On your exhale, look back over your left shoulder. And then look up to the ceiling. Look back over your left shoulder. And up to the ceiling. One more time over your shoulder and up. Come all the way back up. Lift your arms out in front of you. Flex your palms. Drop your palms down to the ground. Flex your palms. Drop them down. Flex. Drop. And now this time when we're flexing them, we're going to see if we can roll onto our knees, coming into our tabletop position. If you need to help yourself along the way, go ahead and do that. And we're going to line our hands up underneath our shoulders. Fingertips pointing away from you, shoelace portion of the feet on the mat. Think about pressing your shins down. And now start to bump your hips right to left. Seeing if you can make a C shape through your torso. Slowly looking back at your feet, going side to side. Side to side. Just a little bit of congestion. Otherwise, I'm feeling pretty good. And come back. Sit your heels back. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Walk your fingertips out. Elongating your spine in this downward facing, or in this child's pose. From here, we're going to walk our hands over to the right, placing your left hand on top of your right hand. Get heavy through your left hip. Feel a deep stretch through your left side body, under your left armpit. And now walk back to center and walk over to the left. Place your right hand on top of your left hand. Let your right hip get heavy. Press it back. And then walk back to center. Bring yourself back up into your tabletop position. Reach your right leg back, curl your toes under, and rock back and forth over your toes. Lifting up, keeping your torso parallel to the ground, float your right leg up behind you. Reach your left arm out in front of you. See if you can find your balance here. And then lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Finding your balance here. Now we're going to connect our knee and our elbow underneath and extend. Underneath and extend. Underneath and extend. Keeping your leg and arm lifted, or if you would prefer, bring them back down to the floor. We're going to open to the side, back to the front. Open to the side, back to the front. One more time. Open to the side, back to the front. Go ahead and lower your right toes, lower your left hand. From here, you're going to lift your left shin. You're going to turn it 90 degrees. You're going to rotate open onto the inside of your right foot and reach your right arm up to the sky. 3 big circles. 1, 2, and 3. Reach that right arm up over your ear. Lift your right leg if that's available. And then from here, we're going to draw our knee to our elbow and extend back out. Knee to elbow and extend. One more time. Knee to elbow and extend. Lower the right foot down. Come back into your tabletop position. Turn your fingertips towards you, one or both hands, and then rock gently back and forth, or maybe make some little circles one way and make some little circles the other way. Beautiful. And now extend your right leg out in front of you, your left hand behind you. Breathing nice and slow. And from here, we're gonna lift our arm up and lower down. So lift your right arm, left leg, and lower down. Lift and lower. Go ahead and reach your arm and leg up, holding them away from each other. And exhale, bring your knee to your elbow. Extend it back out. Knee to elbow. Extend it back out. Knee to elbow. Extend it back out. Hold it here, keeping your arm and leg lifted, or if you prefer, bring them back down to the ground. We're going to open to the side, back to center. Open to the side, back to center. One more time, open to the side and back to center. Lower your right hand down, lower your left toes down. I forgot to do the rocking back and forth, so we're going to go ahead and do it now. Rocking back and forth. And then when you're ready, lift your right shin, turn it 90 degrees or 45 degrees, coming onto the inside of your left foot. Reach your left arm up. Big circles, 1 and 2 and 3. Ending with your left arm over your left ear. Lift your left leg up. Balance here. And then maybe draw your knee to your elbow and extend. Knee to elbow and extend. Knee to elbow and extend. Lower the foot down, lower the hand down, come back into your tabletop position. Nice. Go ahead and shake that out. And from here, we're going to curl our toes and slowly peel up into our down dog. I want to see how slow you can go. Can you do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hang heavy here in your down dog. Feel your hips lift up behind you. Press the mat away from you, making that L shape with your fingers. Take another breath here. And now float the right leg up behind you. Step the right foot up between your hands. Lower your left knee down. Open your heart forward. Let your hips sink in. Press through that right front foot. Reach your arms out to the side, lifting up nice and tall. Think about drawing your navel in, lengthening your tailbone. Breathe here. On your exhale, you're going to bring your hands down to the mat or 2 blocks if you have them. Extend your front leg, shift your hips back, coming into your half split. Right toes are pointing up at the ceiling. And now roll back, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. And breathe here. Float your left leg up behind you. And then bend your left knee, step your left foot up between your hands, lower your right knee down, open your heart forward. And then reach your arms out and up, lifting yourself up, gazing forward. Squaring your hips to the front of the mat. And then bring your hands down to the mat or to blocks, fingertips or palms. Shift your hips back, flex your left toes. Big hamstring stretch here. I've been dealing with a little bit of a shin splint thing in my left shin. Yeah. And then roll back onto your left foot, plant your hands, step back into downward facing dog. I want you to bend your knees, pedaling out your down dog, shifting the weight from one side to the other and being aware of how that feels. And then see if you can settle the weight evenly into both feet. into both palms evenly. Float the right leg back up behind you. This time, bend your right knee, open your hip. Breathe here. And now draw that right knee all the way forward. Slide your right foot back in between your hands. Option to keep your back knee lifted this time as you come into a low lunge on your fingertips. The 5 toes of your back foot are pressing down. And maybe you want to reach your arms out and up. Breathing here. Straighten your front leg. And then bend it back down again. Straighten your front leg. Bend it back down again. This time when you straighten your front leg, maybe you reach forward, bringing your hands down to the floor or to blocks on either side. Your back heel is still lifted. Take another breath here. Trying to press evenly through your right foot, not scrunching up your toes. And now bend your right knee back into your low lunge. Step back to downward facing dog. Put your left leg up behind you. Bend your left knee, open your hip. Draw the left knee all the way forward. Slide the left foot up between your hands. Low lunge. Option to put the knee down or keep it lifted. Press evenly into your left foot. Make sure your left knee is over your left ankle. Reach your arms out and up. Squaring your hips to the front of the mat. And now straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Straighten. Keeping your hips square, reach forward, bring your hands down to the ground or to the blocks. Keeping your back heel lifted. Breathe here, nice long spine. And then bend your left knee, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal these feet out again. Feeling the weight shift from the left side to the right side. All right, even weight. Drop both heels, float your right leg up, bend your right knee, open your hip. Look under your left armpit. Draw your right knee to the outside of your right arm. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Lower your knee down. Bring your hand to the inside of your right thigh. Lizard lunge. Adding in a little bit of a back bend. Take one more breath here. And now bring your hand down. Step back to downward facing dog. Put your left leg up. Bend your left knee. Open your knee to the ceiling. Look under your right armpit. And then bring your left elbow to your left tricep, left knee to left tricep, and step the left foot to the outside of your left hand. Lower your right knee down. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left thigh. Gently press it away from you, coming into a little bit of a back bend. Feeling your hips start to open. And then plant the left hand down, step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Put your right leg up behind you, bend your knee, open the knee. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Lower your left knee down. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right thigh. Look over your right shoulder. Bend your left foot. Maybe you can reach your right arm up and around and hold on to the outer edge of that right foot. Breathe here. Let your hips sink. Let them get a little bit heavier. One more breath. And now release that foot. Right hand down, step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Put your left leg up, bend your left knee, open your hip. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Lower your right knee down. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left thigh. Look over your left shoulder. Bend your right knee. Reach your left arm back, holding on to the outer edge of the right foot. Breathe here. One more breath. And release. Step back to downward facing dog. Pedal it out. And then slowly walk your feet, little step by little step, up towards your hands at the front of your mat. Letting your head hang heavy. Weight even in each foot. Reach for opposite elbows. And then gently rock side to side. From here, release your elbows and then start to slowly roll up. Coming up nice and slow into a standing position. Lining your spine up. Shoulders over ankles. So from the top of your head down through your spine, you want to be nice and tall. Beautiful. All right, so with your feet together or slightly apart, arms are heavy. We're going to reach our arms all the way out, up overhead. Interlace your fingers, release your pointer fingers. Do not arch your back. Think about drawing that inner belly in, lengthening your tailbone. Reach up, exhale over to the right. Now shift your weight so it's more in your left foot as you push your left hips to the left. Reach your right fingers towards the right, like you're pulling yourself into this giant C shape, and then come back up to center. You can switch the grip so the other thumb is on top, reach up, and then bend over to the left. Think about coming up and over a big hula hoop, shifting the weight to be more dominant in the right foot, pressing down, and breathing. Come back up to center. Gaze up at your hands. Gently bring your hands back behind you, maybe slightly out of your vision. Coming into a small back bend. If back bends are new for you, make this very, very small. And then come all the way back up. Release your fingers down by your side. Roll your shoulders out. Come to the front of your mat. Reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, hands on the mat. Inhale, lengthen, flat spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back. Open your heart in this low lunge. Replant your hands, slide your left foot back to meet your right. You're in high plank. Lower your knees, engage your inner thighs. Think about opening your heart forward and then bend your elbows, lowering your chest all the way down to the floor. Untuck your toes, baby cobra. And then coming through tabletop, back to your knees, curl your toes, heel your hips up, downward facing dog. Gaze forward at your hands and take those little baby steps all the way back to the front of the mat. Lengthen your spine, fold back forward, and then reach out to come all the way back up to stand. Exhale, forward fold all the way back down. Lengthen your spine. Step your left foot back into your low lunge. Come up onto your fingertips. Open your heart forward. Square your hips off. And then plant your hands. Slide your right foot back to plank. Drop your knees. Lengthen your spine. Open your heart forward. Hug your elbows in by your side. Lower down chest. And then chin. Untuck your toes. Baby cobra. Pressing back up into tabletop. Curling your toes, downward facing dog. Breathe here. You can take lots of little steps forward, or maybe you take one big step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring your arms all the way out and around and up. And exhale, down by your side. Inhale your arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, back down. Go ahead and step your right foot back. You're in your low lunge. Open your heart. Breathe here. Plant your hands. Slide your left foot back. Bend your elbows, lower all the way down to your stomach. Untuck your toes. Come into a baby cobra, or if you're ready, upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Gaze forward at your hands. One big step or lots of little steps, your decision. Flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way back up to stand. Exhale your hands down. Keep going. Fold forward all the way down. Flat back. Step your left foot back, low lunge. Open your heart. Plant your hands. Slide your right foot back, plank. So now you've got knees, chest, chin. You have lowering half all the way down. Now we're going to do halfway down. So bend your elbows, lower halfway down. Hold your chaturanga, untuck your toes, come into your upward facing dog, and then exhale into your downward facing dog. Breathe here. Look forward at your hands and walk. Big step, or maybe float your feet, jumping them forward in between your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale your hands down by your heart. We're going to do that one more time in a little bit faster. Your choice of your vinyasa. So let's go. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Your vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, all the way down, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Pause here. Walk, little steps, big steps, or shift your weight into your hands and float your feet up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold right back down again. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back, step your left foot back, plank pose. Take a breath here. And now lower halfway or all the way down. Coming into baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. And breathe here. We should be nice and warm now. Feeling good. Gaze forward at your hands and walk or float your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands down by your side. Stand nice and tall. Feel the strength of your body. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Let your palms open in front of you. Take a moment to catch your breath. And now inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank. Lower to chaturanga or your vinyasa. Coming into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Make sure your fingers are in that L shape. Your pointer finger is pointing away from you. You're pressing into all 5 fingers. Rotate your upper arm bones forward. Lift your hips. Let your heels get heavy. Take one more breath here. We're going to float the left leg up behind us. Holding it here, reaching our left heel up, trying to lengthen our leg by extending out of our hip. And now bend the left knee, slowly draw it all the way forward and slide it up between your hands. You're in a low lunge. You take a pause here. Turn your right foot down. Reach your right arm out and up, bringing yourself into your warrior two. Gorgeous. Straighten and lift. And then exhale, melt back into that warrior two. We're going to bend our left arm, place it on our left thigh, reach our right arm up and over, side angle. Breathe here, getting long from your fingertips to the outer edge of your foot. One more breath. And now come back to your warrior two. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Breathing here. Take one more breath. Come back to warrior two. Straighten your left leg, get nice and tall. Reach your left arm forward and come down into your triangle, reaching your right arm up, left hand on shin, and breathe. Take one more breath. Engage in your belly button. Lift back up. Turn your left palm up. Exhale back. Peaceful triangle. Breathe here. You are engaging your inner thighs and your glutes as we make this giant cartwheel all the way back down, sliding our left foot back to plank, lowering down your vinyasa, and we will meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here, nice and slow. Excuse me. Put your right leg up behind you. Think about your left heel getting heavy and extending that right leg even further away from you. And now slowly bring that right foot all the way forward, sliding the right foot up between your hands, coming up onto your fingertips. Turn your left foot down, reach your left arm up and over, cartwheeling yourself open into your warrior two. Hold here. Think about drawing your belly button in and up. And now place your right arm on your right thigh, reach your left arm up and over. Sit your right hip down a little bit lower. Breathe here. Open yourself back up into warrior two. Turn your right palm up, exhale back. Peaceful warrior. Make sure you're pressing down through that entire right foot and you're keeping your right knee tracking towards your right big toe. Come back to warrior two. I know our leg is getting tired. It's good. It's all good. Straighten your right leg. Reach your right fingertips forward. Bring your right hand down to your shin or the block. Reach your left arm up. Now notice if your torso collapsed towards the floor and think about opening up, twisting through the waistline. Pressing your heels dynamically into the floor. And now stand up nice and tall. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful triangle. Gorgeous. Take one more breath here. And now we're gonna cartwheel ourselves all the way back down. Slide our right foot back. Your choice of your vinyasa. And we will meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. One more nice, long, slow breath. Put your left leg up behind you. Think about getting your leg nice and long. And now we're going to draw the left knee outside our left elbow. And then we're going to extend it right back up there. And now we're going to draw our left knee towards the center and slide our left foot up between our hands. Turn our right heel down, reach our right arm up and over, coming into our warrior two. Bend your left arm, coming into side angle. And now float yourself open to warrior two, all the way back to peaceful warrior. And then float yourself all the way back to side angle. And now back to peaceful warrior. And now back to side angle. One more time and we will land in peaceful triangle. Hold here. Pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. Straighten your left leg. Peaceful triangle. That's what I said before, but we were in peaceful warrior two. Cartwheel your arms open, reach forward, coming into triangle. Breathe here, reach your right arm up. Bring your right arm by your right ear. Reach long, and now bring your right hand down as you turn into a wide-legged forward fold. Letting your head get heavy. Maybe walking your fingertips back in line with your toes. Ever so slightly shift the weight forward. Breathe here. And then bend your left knee coming into a low lunge. Walk your hands all the way around, low lunge to the front of your mat. Slide your left foot back and lift your hips, downward facing dog. Feel free to take an extra push up there if you want it. Breathe here. Or a vinyasa. I kind of skipped that. It's okay. All right. Put your right leg up behind you. Lengthen your right leg. And now bring your right knee to the outer edge of your right arm, your right tricep or your right elbow, and then extend the right leg back up, nice and long. Now bring the right foot all the way up between your hands, coming into your low lunge. Turn your left heel down, rotate open into warrior two. Sit a little bit lower in your warrior two, turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. And now we're going to flow all the way to side angle, reaching our left arm over. Float back to peaceful warrior. And now float forward to side angle. One more time. And side angle. And now we're going to end back in peaceful warrior. We did a little bit of an extra one there. Straighten your right leg, coming into peaceful triangle, keeping your hips engaged. Reach your right arm out and forward. Bringing your right hand all the way down, reach your left arm up. Reach your left arm over your left ear, getting nice and long through the side. And then turn your torso coming towards the side, turning both toes towards the left, coming into a forward fold. Let your head get heavy. Walk your fingertips back. You should be able to slide a Metro card underneath your heels. Reaching those hips up to the ceiling. And now bend your right knee coming into a side lunge. And then walk over to the front of your mat coming into a low lunge. Slide your right leg back. You can go straight to down dog. You can take a push-up. You can take a vinyasa. Whatever feels right to you here. And we will all meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. Put your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee towards your left elbow. Extend the leg back up nice and strong. Bring your left knee towards your right elbow. Extend the leg up nice and strong. Bring your foot all the way front in between your legs. Turn your right hand down. You brought your foot up in between your hands. Whew, I'm getting my words all messed up today. Cartwheel yourself up into a warrior two. From your warrior two, we're going to come into side angle. And then we're going to float through to peaceful triangle. Side angle. Peaceful triangle. Side angle. And we'll land in this peaceful warrior. Wow. Straighten your left leg. Come all the way through to triangle. Reach your right arm up. Breathe here. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Bend your left knee, reaching out in front of you, coming into either half moon prep or half moon, lifting your right leg up behind you. Maybe you can reach your right arm up into the sky. Breathe here, getting long through your spine. Remember, it's perfectly fine to have your big toe on the floor. Take one more breath here. And then bend your left knee, let your right foot come back. Find warrior two. Straighten your legs. Turn your right heel in, sit down in your goddess pose. And breathe here. Opening your knees nice and wide, sitting a little bit lower. Breathing in, breathing out. One more breath, straighten your legs. Come back into triangle pose, left hand down, right arm up, and then cartwheel yourself all the way down. Slide your left foot back into plank, your vinyasa, or straight to downward facing dog. Breathe here. I have really gotten my feet and legs and arms and hands messed up tonight. I apologize. Reach your hips up. Hopefully it's been easy enough to keep following along. All right, float your right leg up behind you. Bring your right knee towards your right elbow or tricep. Extend the right leg back up behind you, letting your left heel get heavy. Bring the right knee towards your left elbow or tricep. Extend the leg back up behind you. Bring your right knee all the way forward. Slide it in between your hands. Low lunge. Turn your left foot down, cartwheel yourself open, warrior two. Bend your right elbow, place your right arm on your right thigh, reach your left arm up and over, keep your torso twisting, draw your belly button in. Float all the way through to peaceful warrior. And then float back to side angle. Float back to peaceful warrior. Back to side angle. This time we're going to come into peaceful warrior. We're going to stay here. And then straighten our right leg. Reach our right arm all the way forward, coming into triangle, left arm up. You can stay here in this triangle, or you can join me for half moon or half moon prep. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Gaze forward, place your hand on the floor or a block. Keep your left toes on the ground or lift them up. Opening your hip. Reaching your left arm up to the sky if that's available. Careful if you have things in your space or your room. Take one more breath here and then bend your right knee, coming back into warrior two. Straighten your right leg, turn your toes to the side, and sit down in your goddess pose. Sit here, pressing into the outer edges of your feet. Maybe you're going to sway a little bit if that feels good. Now think about drawing your belly button and lengthening your tailbone. Can you get your shoulders over your hips? One more breath here. Reach all the way up. Turn your left toes in. Come back into triangle. Left arm up. And then cartwheel yourself down. Slide your right foot back into plank. Go through your vinyasa. And we will meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. And we're going to move into pigeon. So float your right leg up behind you. Bend your right knee. Bring your right knee behind your right wrist. Slide your left leg back behind you. Untuck the toes. Take a moment to check over your shoulder. Make sure that the kneecap is facing down. Let your right hip get a little bit heavier. And then slowly slide down onto your forearms. And then maybe all the way down onto your forehead or a block or a pillow. Breathing here. Let your breath slow down. Let your hips open. Letting the work that you've done start to sink in, but still feeling the deep stretch that your body can get into since you're so nice and warmed up. Maybe extend your back leg just a little bit longer. And then come back up onto your forearms. Slowly straighten your arms. Curl your left toes under. And make your way back into your downward facing dog. Pedal it out, right, left, left, right. Put your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee behind your left wrist, right ankle towards your right wrist. Slide your right leg back behind you. Right leg nice and straight. Go ahead and come on down onto your forearms. Maybe bring your head and chest all the way down as far as you can go. And that's different for everyone, and it's different for each side. Let go of your expectations and meet yourself where you are. Extend that right leg a little bit longer behind you. Sit your hips. And now start to come back up onto your forearms. Straighten your arms. Curl your right toes. Step back into your downward facing dog. Pedal your down dog out. Lower your knees down. Cross your ankles and roll through onto your bum, coming into a seated position. Bring your feet out in front of you. Making a diamond shape, reach under your heels. Holding yourself up, hinge forward, keeping a nice flat back. And then come all the way back up. We're going to bring our left foot in, extend our right leg out. Think about driving your right heel into the mat so that your right big toes and your right knee are facing up. Slide your left foot so that it's touching some part of your right leg. And now reach your arms into a T. Drop your right elbow down, reach your left arm up and over. Using your right arm to open and twist away from yourself. Reaching your left arm up. See if you can relax your shoulders. And then come all the way back up to sit nice and tall, arms out to each side. Twist towards your big toe and then reach out and past your toes, letting your head come down towards your knee. And then roll all the way up. Extend your left leg out so that your toes and your knee are pointing up to the ceiling. Bring your right foot in. Connect your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Reach your arms out to a T. Bend your left elbow, place it on the inside. Reach your right arm up and all the way over. And then come up. Sit up nice and tall. Twist towards your toes. Reach your arms past your foot. Fold forward, forehead towards knee. And then slowly roll yourself up. We're going to extend both legs out in front of us. Slide our feet onto the mat. Reach your arms out. Nice slow roll down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your feet to the edges of your mat. And then windshield wiper them right and left. We're going to take one back bend before our Savasana. So plant your feet, bring them in so they're hip distance apart. You should be able to tickle your heels. Plant your palms down or hold on to the edge of your mat. Pressing down through your feet, start to lift one vertebra at a time. Rolling up through your spine. Bringing your chest to your chin and your chin to the ceiling. Breathe here. If you feel like you still have a little bit of energy, you can go ahead and lift your right heel, lower it down, lift your left heel, lower it down, lift both heels. Otherwise, keep both feet on the ground and then roll down one vertebra at a time, nice and slow. Let your knees touch together, walk your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Notice how you're feeling. Notice the breath and your heartbeat. Notice how the life moves through your body. Take a big deep inhale, and on your exhale, extend your arms and your legs away from your body. As you let your body sink down into your mat and get nice and heavy, I want you to then draw all the attention from your toes to your fingertips to the top of your head. Draw all the muscles in, tighten them up, squeeze everything together. And then exhale, let it all out. Breathe deep and slow. And we'll do that again. Take a big inhale, curling your fingers in, curling your toes in, squeezing your butt, ripping everything, squeeze, and then exhale. Let it all out. Let it relax. Let your body melt into stillness as we move into our Savasana. I'm going to remain here with you for 2 minutes, and then at which point I'm going to say good night and sign off and let you stay where you are for as long as your time will allow. Thank you all for joining me and letting me lead you through your practice today. Namaste.